Boom. Okay, here we go. Now, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today we are doing Charlotte round one of the Norm tournament I just came back from. It was a very strong tournament. Only one Norm in our section. Only one person got a Norm in our section, which is 7 points out of 9 for a Norm. You do need 7 out of 9. So if you get 6.5, you fall short. You get 6, you fall short. You need 7 in our section and a 7 in the other IM section. And congratulations to the others in the GM sections that did get some norms. There was a few in the GM sections that got norms there. So with that being said, though, today Charlotte Norm tournament number 1, round 1, right? Today's analysis, what I call it here, is you almost had it. You guys remember that commercial, right? That one when it was like, you gotta be quicker than that. I know you remember that. Of course, when you see the thumbnail, you obviously know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's what this game really reminds me of, is you gotta be quicker than that, you know, with the little dollar dangling and the little guy with the fishing pole. You know what I'm talking about, right? Google it if you don't. So with that being said, that's today's game. We're gonna look at it. White pieces is FIDE Master Liam Putnam, right? Kid, by the way. He's a kid. I don't know how old he is. Maybe 13, maybe, but he's very strong FIDE Master, and the kid can play. The kid can play. The kid can play, bro. Okay, the kid can play. All right, I'm just letting y'all know right now. All right,
come here, big fella. Bruh.
The kid can play. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Now, with that being said, let's get into the game. Here we go. So E4 from him. I go C5, right? So what y'all think I'm playing here, right? First off, let's go knight F3, right? And then what you think your man's playing, the big fella? What am I playing? What am I going to play here? Let's get it in the chat if you know it. If you know it, what am I going to play here? I'm playing black. Classic forces or fried rice, right? Omari on that. Yeah, that was a great song. Yeah, what's up, Josh? I'm waiting for that H5. Yeah, hey, shout out to Josh. Hey, congratulations. Big shout out to Josh. He won Michigan Open. You know what I'm saying? You know, primarily because I wasn't there to challenge him, but I'm kidding. At the same time, I'm not, but at the same time, I am kidding. And great job to Josh, as he did win Michigan Open. He did. Great job, big fella. He went off. I was in Charlotte doing my thing over there. So, all right, there we go. Let's see what we have. I'm waiting for H5, Bon Cloud D6, Scholars Mate, Knight C6, D6 for Nightorf. Okay, Knight C6. We got Harry. That's right. I am. Yes, that's me. Canty, absolutely, probably the world's leading expert in this opening you're about to see right now. And even if you think you prepped, guess what? I done got 50 moves more. I'm even, hey, there's a novelty on move 30 or move 36. Did you hear what I said? Sometimes I have a novelty on move 30 or 36.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those, okay? So here we go. I go Knight C6, right? I go Knight C6, he go D4. I take, he takes back, Knight F6. So all theory. Knight C3, H5, and we live. Let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready, bro? H5 is on the board. So of course, I'm not going to talk a lot about this theory here, but it's very deep. It's very, very deep. And to say the least here, you have to work with the engine a lot. With black here, it's alpha 0 checked. Alpha 0 checked. Okay? But I'm going to tell you this one thing right now. You don't get enough games in here, you're going to get crushed every single game when you play higher rated players. It's just going down like that. I went through that phase, and now this is one. In fact, my stats, the numbers show that this is actually my best opening against C4. Insane, right? But it's because I put in the time. Just like if you do anything, you put in the time, eventually the work comes, and you become something before you actually are it. After H5, Bishop to C4. He goes with the line that is actually theory, believe it or not. Bishop to C4. Mickey dead, guys. You already know, big fella. Oh, I'm a monster at this. Absolute monster. Alexiv lost in this line is black, as white, is filled. Yeah, right, bro. You have to know what you're doing. It's really, really deep theory. Some of my theory really goes 36 to 40 moves deep into an in-game because I'm not sure yet. I want it to be sure. So I spend a lot of time with this opening, guys. It's insane. And actually, you know, now I can add this to my files, right? Reach out to me, to my files, you know, right? If you want to, you know, hefty price, just to let you know. But it is, my files here, I had to add this to my files because he played a little different. After Bishop C4, I play E6, right? E6 blocks. This is a main move. This is a main move. And I'll show you one quick trap here that happens. Only one, because there's so many moves here. But after takes e5, which happens, I've actually had this already against an FM and knight to g4. And then after f4, black to move, chat. Black to move. Come on. Come on. Black to move. You already have an advantage. Come on. Let's go. Black to move. This didn't happen, and this didn't happen. But if this would have happened, right, I already have an advantage out of the opening. Out of the opening. Knight takes e5. That is correct. Truth ICC. And then after pawn takes, the follow-up, queen h4 for the score, big fella. Sheesh, thank you for the bishop. Appreciate you. Thanks for the free pawn. Get the man off the board. He is garbage. Big facts. So after that, we go back, okay, and go here, and knight takes e5. This is nasty. So after e6, Liam's doesn't fall for this stuff. Liam's extremely strong. He's going to try to play something else with the bishop f4 option. Bishop f4 can be very tricky, but you got to know what you're doing. And after bishop f4 here, guys, a lot of you going to get this wrong. A lot of you going to get this wrong because you're not going to know what to do and or why to do it here. This is a lot of study here, a lot of time. I spent close to a year studying this opening so far. With that being said, bishop f4 happens. Black to move, chat. It's on you. What do you do? What do you do in this position? Be careful. Be very, very careful on how you proceed here. Be careful. What's the opening? It's called Dirty Harry, Accelerated Stressnikov, basically. We have e5 here from Omarion, okay? Is knight d to b5 not normal? Why line up the pieces? That mean in the line in the London? I mean, you can. It's kind of like a London, I guess. But I guess it's the bishops and the knight out, maybe. But yes, there are knight b5 options that do happen. Bishop to b4. You have queen b6, okay? Feel like e5 fork to quiet h6. We have g5. G5, okay. Of course, I will block with my face and get wrecked, says J-Dub. Yeah, well, E5 is not a move, big fella. E5 does not work. Immediately, you lose a pawn. Knight takes C6. You have to respond to it. Your queen's hanging. So, of course, you probably want to take this way. And after snaps, bishop takes E5. Getting real live. You just down a pawn for nothing. You out here looking absolutely ridiculous with your life. Sheesh, big fella. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's get back to it, right? So e5 is not a move. Not a move. Bishop to b4 is kind of a move, not the move that I like. In fact, it's not the real theory, but it is a move. It is a move. a6 is a move as well. Very nice. a6 is a move, right? In fact, there it is. Truth ICC found it. This is the move, and this is theory, by the way, is bishop to c5. Boom. Bishop c5, allowing his knight to go to b5. What does he do? Knight b5 is looking kind of scary here. Whoa. Whoa, oh snap, what is he doing? Why does this look all scary, right? But you got to know what you're doing, right? Big risk becomes big reward as well. With that being said, it's black to move. What do you do, chat? What do you do? You walking into the files right now, to the Jedi files, right? I can afford to give y'all a fire loot too, because this is bro, I got like, at this point, it's probably 370 variations. I'm not even kidding you. 370 variations. Okay. So I can afford to give you this one. E5. E5 from Josh. Even Josh, Michigan champ. He says, actually not sure. Yeah, he about to block with his whole face. Sheesh, big fella. E5. Ooh, he about to block with his whole face. Oh my goodness. Garbage. And he the Michigan champ. Sheesh, boy, you about to get smiggadacked here. You about to get smashed so hard. Bishop g5, knight d5, and we live. This is over. Oh my goodness. Josh. Michigan champ. Josh. Right? Hurts. E5 is not a move. What else do you have here, chat? Seth Homer, Michigan champ. Not this year. Not 2021. That's Josh. Josh is Michigan champ 2021. Check the papers. Check social media. Check anything. Right? You know? You play d6. Bust the center. Okay. All right. D6. All right. Okay. D6. Okay. Okay. I see you. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Not a move. Sheesh. What is he doing with his life? This is a free pawn. This is absolutely free. It's not a move. So you stuck there too. Well, can't play e5. Can't play d6. What do we do then? Can't play e5. Can't play d6. What do you do? Bishop b6. Oh my goodness, guys. Bishop b6. Come on now. Look at the position. Bishop b6? Really? We can't do that. We can't do that. D5. Okay, D5. Yeah, you know, I'm not even gonna do all the shenanigans. I'm just about to say it don't work. It don't work, bro. You gonna take back? Okay, all right. What and then what? Knight takes. Right. Oh, you still gotta worry about this. You dropped the pawn. Oh my goodness. What do you do? What do you getting smacked? Every move you're getting hit across the body with the saber. Or it doesn't work. Knight d to b5. The only move. In fact, the best move here is castling. Josh found it. There we go. There we go, Josh. Okay. There we go. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Get out the way. Have a nice day. Vishnu, what it do? What's up, bro? So after castling, right? Now, if knight c7, that's a blunder. That's a straight up blunder. Chat, what do you do here? You have two ways. In fact, actually, Engine's giving me more ways. That's insane. That's really insane that I actually have more ways to do this than one. Wow. That's kind of strange. But e5. Yeah, e5 is the automatic. You can just play e5 here. And of course, after you capture, then I capture, right? And I'm doing fine here. I'm doing fine, right? So he said turn the depth up so we can see king e7. Yeah, we ain't turning that up. Yeah, that's straight. Like on every level. On every level. So after castles, bishop c7 is what he did here. And believe it or not, guys, this is still theory. Still theory, right? I love to study openings that I like, obviously, right? And openings I hate. But I spend a lot of time, in fact, the most time with this opening. So bishop c7, right? You have to go queen e7. Queen e8 is fine, but bishop for rook fine, absolutely. And the reason being, if you think about this, right? You go knight c7, right? I go e5. You take the rook, I take this. So I'm going to get this back. You're not getting this out. It's going to be very difficult to get this out. It's very complicated here. I still have d6. I have b6, bishop b7 as well, right? I have the bishop pair, and you're going to lose this knight. And then you don't, yes, I made weaknesses over here, but once I stabilize with g6, I can play h4, h5 as well. You also have d6, rook e8. Where does your king go? If you go this way, you have the pressure here, knight g4 with queen h4, Stafford style. Sheesh, big fella. And then if you go this way, I already know you're trying to go that way. a6, b5, we get live, right? d6, bishop d4. It's gross, bro. It's gross. Absolutely disgusting. So it doesn't work. So it doesn't work, so he doesn't go for it. So he plays bishop to c7. We hit the queen. I go queen e7, and he backs up. Again, this kid's very strong. Very, very strong. This is all theory. I don't know if he knew that, but I knew this. I knew this is straight theory for real. I don't know if he knew, but, I mean, this is straight theory. He's playing really good chess here. Really good chess. Now, of course, I could have went other ways as well. There's different ways, but this is the line I like the most. But I could have went slightly different ways, like a6, b5, a6, d6, e5. Like there's so many other ways. This is the way I like to play. Suzuki, thanks for the sub. That's 5 months. Appreciate you there. The legend with the prime, right? So what do you do, chat? What do you do, right? Bishop d6 is on the board here. What do you do about this? It's pretty obvious what you have to do. Pretty obvious. Let's just see if we're on the right page here, the right mindset. Black to move. I think we have to take. Correct. You have to take. It's in a way a fork, but not a fork because we can take it, but it is a fork, but it's not a fork. Right. So bishop takes d6. It's forced. Bishop takes d6. And then he takes with the knight. Now, if queen takes d6, right, I'm not going to show you all the files here, but black has a very good endgame. After the moves like a6, I play b5, I go knight e7, right? I even do stuff like bishop to b7, bring in the knight to e8. I trade the knight. Sometimes we double the pawns, right? Even the pawns look sometimes weird this way. Like the endgames favor black. Very, very nice. If queen takes d6, right? So, okay, knight takes d6. Right here. This is what he plays. All right, chat, it's on you. This is where it gets very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting here. Interesting. How about not hanging all your pieces? That's right. Who's Josh? So I know. Okay, Josh, Michigan champ, bro. Shout out to him. He won Michigan Open. That's right. 3-peat, by the way. My man's. Yo, black to move, chat. What do you do? What do you do? My opponent can take one at a time. That's right. 95? Okay, 95 to hit the bishop. All right, I see you, Greg. How could this be good for black? What's the computer eval? You know, I spent so much time with this, right? Right now, the computer eval is 0.55. 0.55. Oh, it's equal. And then the next line, 0.89. Not even +1. Right. This is all the games you play. Your Roy Lopez's, this and that. In fact, it's even higher. If you play E5 against the Roy Lopez, you'll see +7s, plus 0.89, stuff like that, a lot more than you would see in this opening. It's actually more equal than you think. Looks are very deceiving. That's why I spend a lot of time with this opening, because it looks very strange. The looks are very deceiving. Very annoying knight. We have 95. You have knight E8. Okay. Very nice. And A6. In fact, 98 is a very strong move. This is a nice alternative. A6 is a move. H4 is a move, right? H4 is a move. You also have G6, which is kind of weird. But what I know from just straight theory, I spent a lot of time with here, is the E5 move. E5, which looks absolutely ridiculous. Like, why would I play E5? And I'm blitzing this out, by the way. I'm like, oh, I know this. Oh, that's that. Oh, that's that. Sip my water, pinky up. Oh, that's that. Oh, okay. Waiting for you, young fella. Right, E5. And after E5, he castles. He castles, still in theory. Still theory. Still theory. Yo. Yo. What's up, dog? Bullet Mercenary. What's up, dog? Let's go. Yeah, I'm going to be on Trash Talk Tuesday, y'all. Coming up in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. But, yo, shout out to Bullet Mercenary, bro. We doing round 1 right now against Liam. Liam, that's right. Pinky up Aqua, right? So after E5, he castles, he gets out the way. We have a nice day. Knight D4, that's right. That's exactly right, Greg Lars. Knight D4, this was the whole idea of E5. So, you know, Liam is extremely strong. People really underestimate how strong Liam is. And he found the #1 move, which is still in my theory right here, right? I mean, this is only 12, 13 moves of theory. And I think this line that I know goes as deep as 15 moves. So I'm still in theory up to the next like 3 or 4 moves. Thanks for the tier 1, bro. 2 months from my guy. Yo, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, so knight D4. I go knight D4. He goes knight C to B, which is straight theory, right? The kid can play for real, dog. He's strong, bro. He real strong. You also do have knight F5, which is, I think, garbage. And this knight to B5 is not that good. But he goes here, which is straight theory, right? Okay, now it's on you, chat. You got a few ways to go here. You got a few ways to go. One move is totally fine. The other moves is totally garbage 2 times. Okay, so it's black to move. What you gonna do? Black to move. What do you do, bro? We got A6 from Mr. D2RK. A3, I think that's what you mean. Aqua means A6. I think that's what you mean, bro. We have H6. You can't even go H6. Unless that's your H6 is right here, bro. You meant A6, right? Knight takes B5, knight takes B5, knight takes C4. Hey, he doesn't have to take with the knight, though. He can take with the bishop. Right. It's going to be kind of annoying. Silent King H8. Sheesh, man. I hope you you probably lost a few hundred points playing that stuff, boy. Sorry for you. The illegal H6. If bishop takes on A6. The illegal H6. Oh, you really want me to just move the pawn back. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll see how that works. We'll see. You know, yeah, try it. Let me know how it works. Let me know how it works. In fact, the best move here is A6. Sorting right. A6, that's it. A6 is the move. Right? We got another raid. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Devin Booker, bro. Thanks for the raid, my guy. What up, bro? Yeah, we're in the middle of analysis right now of round 1. Ernst Schrodinger. Hello, what's up? I got a few moves so far. That's right. So watch this. A6 happens. Boom. A6 happens. The knight's hit. Right. Okay. So knight takes D4. He moves. And what do you do, chat? It's on you, chat. What do you do? What do you do? He takes my knight on D4. Right. I got to respond. How do I respond? It is black to move. What do you do about it? Thanks for the follow, Ice Burger. Queen takes D6 from Real Mama. Queen takes D6. Queen takes D6. I gotta close my eyes, pray. I appreciate touch you move. Wow. Queen takes D6. Okay. Everybody's correct, man. That's unanimous. Great job, chat. Great job. For real. That's nice. Okay. Okay. You're not garbage. You're not garbage. That's very good. That's very good. Queen takes D6 is the move. Queen takes D6 is the move. That is correct. Yep, that's correct. Queen takes D6. Great move. And then knight f5. Okay, knight f5 happens. I'm not gonna resist this thing. Right, knight f5 happens. And now what? Well, and he said, what's the issue with pawn takes? Let's look at that. If e takes d4, you are here looking absolutely crazy. I just gave him a pawn for absolutely nothing at all. Bishop's not out. Knight's going to f5. You look like you don't know what you're doing. You need to probably resign and go home and don't play this tournament no more. You in a lot of trouble right now. This ain't for you, big fella. You didn't come ready. You did not come ready. So queen takes d6 though. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. He goes knight f5 again. Still theory. Still theory, right? Ben Feingo. Yeah, I'm feeling great. Still theory. Right. Queen knight f5. Knight f5. I'm feeling great. I'm like, let's go. Still theory, right? Iceberger with the prime. Yo, came in with the follow, hit me with the prime because it's time. I appreciate you, Iceberger. All right, chat, what do? Queen takes d1. We have queen b6, queen c5. Okay, Iceberger, appreciate you. More theory, better chess. Iceberger, turn up. Let's go, let's go. Queen c7, queen b6, knight takes e4. Oh my goodness, Red Hot Mama. Did you say knight takes e4? Wow, knight takes e4.
Garbage. Garbage. Garbage.
He just takes the queen. Come on now. Wow. We gonna act like you didn't say that. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. We still love you, right? This is why we give you like a little stick before you get a saber, so you don't hurt yourself or nobody else unintentionally, right? Like queen c5. Wow. Yikes. Queen c5 is the move. Queen c5 is the move here, hitting the bishop. That's right. We hit the bishop. The bishop is now hit. Queen c5. Very nice. You say queen takes queen, then knight takes e4. Let's take a look at it. Takes. Knight takes e4. There's something wrong, I think, with rook e1. And then, yeah, I don't have anything out. Like, watch this, right? Takes, rook takes, and I'm still trying to get out. I mean, maybe, but this ain't that fun. This is not that fun. Right? Why not queen b4? That's a good question. Queen b4 doesn't hit the same, actually. Queen b4, you want to leave the option to be able to play d5. Right? D5 is the key idea here. If I can play D5 next, Queen B4 happens in another line where the king doesn't castle. Again, I got a lot of files, 370 plus variations. And I still add to my files. As I get new stuff, as I learn new things, I start adding more to my files here. So Queen B4 is only when the knight is usually on C3, so I can pin it. And the king stays here, and I'm also attacking E4 at the same time when the bishop moves. And it's also attached to B2, so if he defends, I go D5 anyway, hitting this, pressuring everything with the file, and the king's still on E1. So now that the king is differently placed, not on E1, Queen B4 doesn't matter. Because now there's a move like knight to D6, which you kind of just chill there. I can also play B3, it's not the same. It's really not the same. Queen C5 gives you more flexibility. With Queen C7, asking in the chat, someone said Queen C7 here. So Queen C7, you have knight to E7 check, knight E7 check, and then knight to D5, which this is playable. This is very playable. This is why, in positions, there's not always one move, right? Queen C7 is a move. Queen B4 is a move, but definitely by far not the best, right? By far not the best. And then, someone else said the queen takes D1, right? Queen takes D1, rook takes, then knight takes E4, you go rook E1. You got to move the knight, knight f6, right? Maybe I could go knight e7 or even knight d6. But let's just take on e5. Rook takes e5. You try d5, right? I can go knight e7 check. Knight e7, king h8, and then maybe even bishop takes d5 here. With the threat of if you take, then you made it right here, right on h5. Let's just look at that. Oh my goodness, this is a family channel. Get the man off the board. Sheesh. Wow. Wow, why would you give your opponent this kind of counterplay? Never in your life do that again. So after queen takes, queen to c5, right? I don't want to give him that kind of counterplay. You trade when you're ahead on development, and not really, kind of in a way. You want to avoid trades if you're down on development, to say the least, right? I'm down on development, so if I'm trading more, that's going to be worse because my pieces still need to develop. After queen to c5, he plays bishop to d5. And this move right here is when I was out of theory. Bishop d5 I've never seen before. I've seen everything, not everything, but maybe like 5 different moves in this position, but bishop d5. And I was like, why haven't I ever This is when you get mad at yourself, right? Even though you study 6 to 8 hours a day, right? Shout out to Brain Fuel. That's right. That's what keeps me right. Command Brain in the chat. But at the same time, dog, like study all this time and you get hit with something like this and you like, I'm about to flip this board, bro. I'm about to flip the board. But I can't do that. So let me just see what this is and see what happens here. Now, I want y'all to tell me what the move is in this position. I want y'all to tell me what the move is in this position. I'm gonna give you the analyses here and like the evaluations and things like that. I want y'all to tell me, what do you think you do here in this position? What do you do as black? Okay, we have D6, rook B8, D6. Okay, I like the D6s, man. Okay, D6, knight D5, nice. Nice, King H8 from LHA, garbage. And knight D5, D6, D6, B5, shut the chive. Yikes, Phantom Mask Conjure. Are you B5? B5. After you play B5, sign the score sheet, stop the clock. Right, you just take the move back. It's not even necessary. You're just gonna resign. Just resign, bro. Knight to G4, okay, that's a possibility. Knight to G4, knight takes bishop, right? So here's what I did, right? Now, shout out to you, chat. You actually are correct. I could have played D6. I could have played D6. This is not the move that I chose. I didn't play D6 because I was afraid of this line. Let me show you. After D6, now, chat, great job. Clap it up for yourself, okay? Clap it up, okay? You're right. Okay. You're not garbage, okay? You're not garbage. D6, right, is a move, but what I was scared of, exactly, Flame is right. Flame says knight takes D6. Look at that. Oh, did you even see that? Did you even see that, right? Now queen takes and you out here looking crazy. You have blocked with your whole face. This is a family channel. Wow. Get this man off the board. Send a stretcher to his address. We got it on file. This man's garbage. Absolute garbage. Straight up. Why would you do this, right? So, but after knight takes D6, this is the move I missed. Can you find the move that I missed? This is why I didn't go D6. I didn't go D6 because I was like, ooh. I was like, yo, he about to just hit me across my face. This young man, he's still swinging in the chair, about to hit me with a karate chop. And it's going to put your man's out, right? It's going to put your man's out. So, right, I'm like, oh, snap, bro. I didn't even see that. So I'm over here slightly concerned that I can't play D6 right now. I can't play D6. Knight takes D5. Yeah, but knight takes D5 actually transposes to the game of what actually happened. If knight takes D5, it's going to transpose to actually what happened in the game. So knight takes D5, I guess you could play. It's going to transpose, right? But the better move here is the move that I was not considering at all. It's rook to D8. Rook D8? Wow. Rook D8. Are you serious? How is this even working? Right? I thought this was nuts. I was like, oh my goodness, Rook D8. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this is a possible move right now. Because if bishop takes F7, well, now you're just completely winning. And of course, now LHA, you can play King H8. You can now play the silent King H8, right? I know you always love that move. You can play King F8 as well. But King H8, you can now play. Okay? Now, right? Bishop, and if knight takes, right? If knight takes F7, then you take on D5. Now, miraculously, this is actually still a sort of a drawn game in a way because of the factors that knight H6 can happen. You can even take here and take, and there's still a lot of play left, but virtually kind of like a draw, right? So why can you have C8 to E6? I'm talking about what? When should you go C8 to E6? You don't have time to, actually, Black Tour. After D6 here, after D6 and they take, Bishop E6 is a terrible move. Absolutely. Garbage. I mean, it's not a move. It is not good at all. Now, of course, from a practical standpoint, from an engine standpoint, they're like, yeah, this is fine. But if you look at this as a human, bro, like what is this? What is this, right? Maybe rook to D8, queen to D3, rook to D1, maybe rook D7, rook here, rook D2, rook up. Like it's very, very strange here. It is a possibility, but a very, very strange one, and you need to know what you're doing if you follow up. For instance, if you hit some stuff with the engine, and then you don't know where to go after the engine, you wasted all of the, you just wasted it. It doesn't work, it doesn't work, Jeez, Taekwon. Yeah, is the video up already? Did he post the video? The Hikaru video? Me and him playing? I'm about to go check it. Let me check it later. I'm lost now. Yeah. So right. Right. It's theory. So it's theory. Knight takes d5. In fact, yeah. Funny trivia king. In fact, here knight takes d5 is sort of an inaccuracy. In fact, it is. It's not even. It's not even like no doubt about it. It is an inaccuracy. Knight takes d5 is what I played, and my idea here. Was actually after queen takes d5, 97. He didn't play 97, and if he does go 97, then you follow this line, king h7, knight takes, and then d6 is like almost losing. Like d6 is really bad because he's going to play knight b6. I move my rook, he goes rook d1, I go rook d8, and actually I'll show you, right? D6 is just really bad. He gets initiative very quickly. Rook d1, rook d8, knight c4, right? Like this is not fun. Not fun, but it's sort of like a variation of how the game actually went. So if we go back here, if we go back after knight e7, there's king h7, knight takes d5, and after knight takes d5, b5, right? So b5 happened, followed by bishop b7, or b5 can happen, and this is a position I would have reached, but I shouldn't have taken on d5. I should have went for d6, and also I have a few other lines I can play now here as black, but I should have went d6. But he actually took he took it back with the queen. This is what he did. He took with the queen. I have no other choice. Queen takes c2 looks absolutely stupid, right? You're looking crazy out here. So I took on d5. He takes back on d5, and after e takes d5, now I went d6. But the difference here is that he has a freaking move. He has a move that I hated, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe he has this. So I had to compose myself. I had to like stand my ground, turn my saber back on, right? I had to get my equilibrium correct, call Yoda real quick for some knowledge. And we got right? But let me show you what happened the rest of the game here. So this is the game. This theory? No, in fact, after bishop d5, it was kind of out of theory. Because I've never seen bishop d5, but I've seen bishop b3. In fact, he stopped my d5 push, which is the whole idea of you playing queen to c5. If bishop to b3, then you just go d5 and you have a great game already. In fact, black's already slightly better. With bishop takes f5 happening, no knight e7, like this is terrible. But bishop d5 makes it more interesting, which of course bishop d5 is a move. And of course, this is a lot of unexplored territory, right? Alpha 0 gave a check to this, meaning, hey, this is playable as black. And this is where, this whole opening was born. But there's a lot of nuances and things that you have to master. I told you I'm 370 variations deep and counting with this opening. So knight to d5, bishop d5 is something that hasn't been played. Now we add this to the files and all the things that go to it with it, and then we create a monster. But after bishop d5, knight takes, queen takes, pawn takes, right? I go d6 because my idea here was this, right? He takes it, I go rook d8, and then I take on d5. But here's what your man's hit you with. Jack Kern, thanks for the 3 months, bro. What's up? What's up, bro? What's good, man? So watch this. He goes here, knight c4. Oh my goodness. I'm hurt, bro. I'm hurt, right? I'm like, oh, knight c4. And I saw this in the calculation, but I'm like, man, I'm about to have to fight. I'm just like, you know what? I'm about to swing. Whatever. I'm just about to swing then. If that's what we about to do, then that's what we about to do, right? Because knight c4, if you play rook takes d5, knight to b6. Oh my goodness, like get this man off the board. This is gross. You are absolutely garbage 2 times, right? So don't even do it to yourself. So I can't do it. So I need to make a move here, folks. I need to make a move here, chat. I'm in trouble slightly, but let me tell you what the engine eval is. Can anybody tell me what the engine evaluation is right here in this position? What do you think it is? I'm down a pawn currently. I'm down a pawn. What do you think it is? White is down a knight. Queen, bishop to assist room. Wow. Thanks for the follow. Lev Yorks plus 0.6. Okay. We have b5 minus 0.03, minus 0.07. You guys are pretty cool around there. Pretty good. Check this out. Engine evaluation says best move is b5 and it's 0.31. 0.31. They're saying that even though white's up a pawn here, is still like equal, right? And I kind of felt that. I spent a lot of time with the engine in these positions. So I was like, okay, I know it ain't over. And I'm down a pawn, and I can't really take it right now. I have to play b5, which I did. He takes on e5. Now I'm down 2 pawns. 2 pawns right now. 2 piece. Down. 2 pawns. Right? So, right, I take on d5. Now I'm down 1 pawn. All right, chat. Evaluation. I'm down a pawn. What do you think the evaluation is here? I'm down a pawn in an endgame. But what's the eval? What you got? What you got? 0.21. 81 NJ. Crazy. 0.21 looks equal. 0.5 equal. Right. You guys are correct. It is equal. And the engine gives it 0.34. Not even half a pawn. But he's up a pawn. But he's up half a pawn. Not even, right? And I think that's due. I felt that here due to my activity, right? It's going to be hard for him to really create a pass pawn, especially if I keep pieces on. And the bishop is usually better in an open position, obviously, especially in an end game-ish type of game, right? So I felt that. And I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to go to the end game. And remember all them end games we was doing, NJ, right? Remember all of them? And make sure you study your end games, bro. That's how I felt. I was like, all right, cool. Perfect. I've been doing end games every day anyway. Big fella, anyway. So we was ready. We was ready out here, right? So I'm down a pawn, but I knew I can fight here. So he plays f4. Best move. Best move. The kid is nasty, right? I told you, he's really strong. Best move, right? And I thought I had all these ways I could open up stuff, right? And now, what would you play in this position? And I'm going to tell you what I played and why. Black to move. Black to move. Bishop f5 from Jack Kern. That's right. Bishop f5 from Slick Rub. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, LJ. That's right there. G5 probably isn't right, but it's fine. G5. Okay, G5, I can understand. In games equals straight garbage. Yeah, right for you, big fella. Sheesh. Nah. Bishop B7. Bishop B7. Okay, we got another one for bishop to B7. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. I'm just trying to see where your head's at here. Rook to D2. Okay. Rook D2. Every game's got to end. That's right. Bishop C5. B7. Okay. F6 looks nice. Yes. Now here's the top engine moves. Bishop B7. Clap it up for you. Okay. I see you. Okay. Bishop B7. Good job. F6 is a move. And my move, in fact, and others in the chat too, Rook D2 is not that good at all. In fact, Rook D2 is literally straight. Garbage. I mean, the most garbage, right? It just immediately I go Rook F2. And then it's like, now what? You gonna trade? Oh, you looking crazy. This shows that you do not study your end games. And your end games are absolutely garbage. Okay, so you need to make sure that you do not play Rook to D2 here. So with that being said here, you have to keep pieces on. And the move that I chose was actually bishop to f5. So shout out to you if you play bishop f5 here. But bishop f5 is actually in a way a blunder. It goes from like half a pawn to literally +1. I mean, like literally +1. I can't make this up. It's +1 right now after I developed a piece to a great square with tempo. I mean, that's crazy. Like, think about this, right? It's so crazy how, chess is in a way. Bishop b7 was just fine for some reason, but it's not attacking anything. Rook d2 doesn't even work because you still can go rook to f2. So this was very strange to me how, bishop f5 immediately is +1. +1, right? And then after it thinks, it goes down a little bit, but it's still +1.11. And the idea here is they just play c3. But then I was going to go rook d2, and if rook f2, then I was going to go rook d8. Then play f6 and slowly kind of walk up. If knight c6, I was going to play rook d7 to cover the e7 square, get the king across the field here, right? And then push these pawns and go towards my weak side, consolidate that, and either push for more in this endgame if he messes it up, or we just take a draw, right? But with that being said, bishop f5 was not good. I was like, what? How's bishop f5 not that good? And he does play the best move here, which is c3, right? After c3, black to move, chat. What are you doing? Black to move. Bishop e7 will release active squares for the rook. Yes, but bishop f5 does as well. Right? That's the strange thing about it. It's just so strange sometimes. Chess is a very hard game. Very hard game. What's the line with bishop b7? Bishop b7. So this line was just like, I didn't like the fact that I thought I wasn't getting enough play. I just thought that this wasn't enough yet. Because, if he goes rook d1 and then I double up, okay, and like, I mean, yes, this is equal, but You know, then rook d2, and I guess I can check. Oh yeah, I was waiting for this. Check and rook back. So that's why I just missed this. I was trying. I think I kind of panicked here in a way, slightly, because I was like, okay, I am down a pawn. I need to act fast. So I went bishop f5 because I wanted the tempo, right? Tempo equals time. Bishop b7 does not do anything time-wise. All it does is say, okay, I make a move. Now you make a move. But if I go bishop f5, this is my thinking. I make you do something, and then I get an extra move. So after he plays c3, now I play bishop e4 with kind of the same thing that bishop b7 was doing. And that's what I did. I did bishop to e4 so I could get an extra move in there, right? And that's what that was the idea. But apparently this is very bad. And actually the engine gives this line right here. He didn't play this, but the engine gives this line right here, and it's like plus 1.5. Rook f1. I was going to play f5. Then it says he's supposed to play rook f2. I was going to double up. And then it says rook f to e2. And it's just plus 1. Okay, so, but looking at this, I mean, like as a human, if I guess even if you give the engine time to think, probably yes plus 1, but it's just hard. Like I'm controlling this knight in a way. Yeah, he can come around here, but I have a5. Like this isn't that easy. You know what I mean? Lorgan, 31 months, bro. You a vet for real. 31 months from Lorgan. Sheesh. You know, bishop and knight in game would be advantageous here. No, yeah, it would actually be advantageous for the knight because my pawns are on light squares, which is really bad for me. The bishop's really solid, but I'm not trying to trade my rook pair. Like I'm not trying to trade the rooks because the worse is going to be very bad for me if I start trading more. But I mean, you know, this is like plus 1. You'll see this in games all the time, even with GMs. You'll see it plus 1, always plus 2, and then they draw, or then it even goes in the other favor. So yeah, it's plus 1 here, but this is hard to do as a human to think about that. If it is less than 1, it means you have undefined amount of compensation. Yes, some kind of compensation, right? But this is how the game went, right? You know, and leaving the other player with 2 rooks is always dumb. Yeah, not always. It depends, Blacktor. But that is, generally speaking, you might be right there. But, you know, there are some exceptions. After he plays rook a to d1, I play rook a to d8, right? He takes, and then, bro, you know what's funny here? I thought that this was an uber blunder. A stupid, like, bro, like, I mean, this kid played good, but this move was absolute garbage. Like, I thought he was just garbage for this. I mean, this is the move he played. Now, as I'm looking at this, the engine says that it's the second move on the engine. Second move. I mean, kid is strong. Kid is strong. Very, very strong. Liam Putnam. Google him. Look him up. Liam Putnam. You can see the name right there on the screen. Very strong kid. Type in his name in. Type chess. You find all kind of stuff on the kid. Very strong. With that being said, though, right, number 2 or game 2 or move number 2 here is king f2. Yep, king f2, right? Let's put the silence in the chat. You know, silent. If you got your silent emote, that's your time. King f2, silent, okay, you know. Silent king f2, that's cool. But that move was garbage to me. In fact, rook e1 was the best move, followed by rook e2, which now it holds everything. Right here, if he goes rook f2, which I was hoping for, obviously, you go rook d1 and rook d2, back and forth, back and forth. But if he goes rook e1, it hits my bishop, gives the tempo. Remember, it's all about that tempo, that extra move. Rook e1, I have to go f5. Now rook e2, when I check you, you go king f2. Beautiful. Now he gets a little bit more progress. Still equalish, right? He has a lot of work to do if he's trying to break this in game. But at the same time, you know, I'm fighting down the pawn here, realizing my mistake should have been d6 earlier instead of taking and then playing d6. But whatever, I'm still going to fight in this in game. With that being said, though, he plays this move right here. Oh, actually, hold up. He plays right here. So he plays king f2. When he plays king f2, I really thought he was garbage. I was like, bro, did he just blunder? Like, what is he doing? What is he doing? I thought he just blundered. And the blunder is why, chat. Why do you think I thought this was a blunder? Oh, it's brain fuel. Gets me every time. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Rook d2 check. Okay, T Barton, rook d2. Rook d2. Rook d2s. Forks the king and the b pawn. Okay. Rook check. Okay. When pawns checks and forks. Okay. Nice job, chat. Y'all got it right. That's right. Rook d2. Because I'm like, bro, he just blundered. Like, and he played king e3. Right? So he does fork me. But I just take on g2. Boom. Hit him. Thanks, bro. Appreciate the pawn back. right? And then he takes, and then I take back. And now we reach this endgame. Now, when you reach an endgame, right, this is endgame 101. And this, of course, analysis is going to be long today because it's a lot of teaching, a lot you can learn from this. Make sure you watch this video multiple times. With that being said here, guys, right, you have to always have an overall. This is where you start in an endgame. What is the overall plan? Because if you start looking at moves, this is where you start losing. Immediately, you're going to lose if you start looking for moves right here. You need a plan. You need an actual plan. And this is what I realized here. If I'm going to fight here, I need an actual plan. And an actual plan. Now, of course, white did this. He played b4. In a way, we call this a pawn freeze. If you read Dvoretsky's in-game manual, I highly recommend it. Dvoretsky's in-game manual. b4. This was called a pawn freeze in a way. So he's freezing these pawns, locking his bishop up, making this very weak. But I also realized, wait a second. I even have a reverse pawn freeze because this one pawn, in a way, stops all three of these. So if you push, I'm just going to take. You push, I'm just going to take, right? So even if I lose this pawn, which I realized, I could lose this pawn instead of going for passive defense. There's many books to tell you about this. One of my favorites is Mastering Middle Games by Alexander Panchenko, right? And I still need to go through that one a lot more because that is something I need to work on. But if I would have went for passive defense, then I'm just going to get zugged out. And by zugged out, I mean zugzwang. I'm probably going to get a worse position, and it's miserable. I don't want to play this out if I just try to defend the pawn. So instead of go for passive defense, you want to go for active offense, right? So, you know, with this being said, okay, or active defense or whatever, right? Same thing. But b4, okay, so b4 is going here. He stops me up. Black to move, chat. What do you do? It's black to move. What do you do? What's the plan? What do I have to do here? All his pawns on dark? That's correct. That's correct. And what does the evaluation say here, chat? What does the evaluation say? What do you think the eval says here? F6, F6. Always play F6. Stop. 83 mate. Gross. King H7. -1. Even. Straight zeros. Take the knight. 0. Probably slightly better for black. Wow. Slightly better for black. I was feeling good here too. I got my pawn back. Best defense is offense. You already know. There you go. Centralize your king. Right. In fact, it's zeros, chat. Right now, it's zeros. And the line we followed here was actually the correct line. I played F6. He went knight D7. He's going for the pawn, right? Okay, chat. You play this in game. What's the next move? What's the next move? What do you do next? King H7 from LHA, that's pretty gross. I mean, that's going to be straight up because your king need to be in the center, big fella. So King F7, right? King F7. If you go King H7, you're going away from the center. So centralize the king, right? Centralize it. King F7. After King F7, he goes knight C5. He about to take on A6. He about to take on A6. What do you do now, chat? What do you do now? Resign because I don't play in games. Shikes. Obi, that's gross. G5 from Greg Lars. Very nice. Very nice. King F7. We have F6. I think you mean F5 here, but that would be terrible, in fact. That would be terrible in a way. Putting another pawn on the light square. Offer draw. Bishop takes D2. Yikes. You can't even go to D2. I don't know. What are you even talking about? Somebody getting... Oh, he put Kappa. Bishop C4. Why King F7 first? Because now, remember, like, let me go back here. You know, you need an overall plan. When I reached this position, he played B4. My plan started, and this, where do you get these plans from? The more in-game you study, the more plans will happen. The more you'll get more plans, and etc. From there, more plans start to develop when you are able to actually have like you study more, obviously, but studying more plans and in games and things like that. Here, I knew what the plan was. I knew what the overall plan was and how I'm going to draw this. Not like I go here, he go there. I go here, he go there. Oh, snap, I'm out of time because I'm thinking about only the moves. You need a really good plan. And that study, that comes from a lot of in-games here. What I noticed, here's the plan. He can win this A6 pawn. But from Dvoretsky in-game manual, this is why studying your in-games are so important. Now, I knew that I had what they call the one diagonal method. He teaches this in Dvoretsky's in-game manual. This bishop can cover all three of these pawns, especially with this extra pawn here. In fact, this pawn is literally not even needed. So let's say worst case scenario, it gets rid of this pawn. And then, okay, I get rid of one of these three pawns. One of these three pawns, then I can sack the bishop maybe for another one. With that being said, I can walk my king over and I have a pawn majority on this side of the board. So my goal is to actually use this pawn majority to try to queen and dislodge his king from these pawns. If that happens, then my king's able to walk over here and help with all the action going on this side of the board while he's worried about my extra pawn on this side of the board. That's the plan. You execute the plan and then you go through it. And I have the bishop to help me in the one diagonal method that you learned from Dvoretsky's in-game manual. I knew this. Let's see what happens. IBC, thanks for the prime. You found it. There we go. Right, H5 useful. Right. What's the time situation? I think I was up like 40, 50 minutes. I was up a lot of time. I mean, I was up a lot of time in most of my games. And after B4, F6, right? So we know the plan. We got the plan is down. Here we go. The film it goes. Thanks for the follow. Knight D7, King F7, Knight C5. So now that you know the plan, what do I do here, chat? Now that you know the plan, what's the move? What's the move? Let's go. LBC, my guy. Long Beach. Oh, okay. Long Beach is good. G5, G5. Okay, that's correct. G5. Boom, G5. Now we're going for it, right? And then he throws me off and plays King E3. So I'm like, King E3? I didn't see that. So I was like, okay, well, what do you do? What do you do? Black to move. Black to move, chat. He doesn't take. He's like, I'm going to keep the tension. What do we do? Yeah, you got to change that, bro. Yeah, because everybody thinks that's going to be high. G4, G4, G4. Correct. I played G4 because now I have another idea. Now I'm like, oh, if you play around here, bro, you about to get hit with this 211. You about to get hit with this saber across your body 2 times because I got a nasty line here for you, my guy. Wow. So watch this, right? Let's say you take on A6. Boom. Then maybe I can hit him with the H4. Let's say he's still trying to do something, right? Maybe like, oh, Knight C7. Haha. G3 and then takes. And then, oh my goodness. Now he can't even catch this. Look at this. King F2. And you hit that man with a move. Sheesh. Woo. Boy. I was ready for that. I was ready. And at this point, I'm like, oh, this ain't about to be a draw. At this point, I was like, yo, he about to lose this. He about to lose this. That's what I kept saying to myself, right? Watch this, right? So I saw this. I knew this was coming. It was imminent. So after I played G4, he takes on H6. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, it's about to be a party. Bruh. So I go H4. He go H4. He go King F2. So he brought that boy back. He realized what's going on. He realized it's getting kind of crazy in here. So now it's black to move. What do you do? Did you see Levy at the tournament? I did. Shout out to the big fella. We took a picture and we was at a chess party at the end too as well. That was nice. He was hanging out. Okay. Bishop C4. Okay. Oh, I bet you wish that happened in the game. Man, boy, I wish, right? Bishop C4. That's correct, chat. Very simple. Just bring the bishop back. Bishop C4, right? And after Bishop C4, he goes A3. Now, at this point, I'm like, bro, I'm about to win. I'm like, I'm about to win. I'm about to win this game. Black to move. What do you do? What do you do, chat? What do you do? It's on you, chat. It's on you. You got Bishop H3. Bishop H3. What? Bishop H3 right here. Oh. Bishop H3. That's F5, G3, King E6, King G6. King G6 is it. Yeah. I brought the king in. King G6. Knight C5. I'm like, cool. Okay. King F5. He plays King E3. I'm like, cool. Okay. Bishop D5. Bro, he about to lose this game. I'm about to play G3 and like try to queen. Right? I'm like, oh my goodness. Bishop D5. And then he plays knight to D3. Right? I push the pawn. Past pawns must be pushed. I know y'all learned that from Tournament Guidebook. Make sure y'all watching that playlist. G3 takes. And here, what do you play, chat? I want to see how sharp you are here. What do you play in this position? I want to see how sharp you are, chat. What do you do? I see H3 from A dot. We have F5, H3 from Blur Your Face, H3 from Mr. Rio, H3, Elephants with H3. Elephants. In fact, chat, my man Canty, what's up? What's up? Perk 16 Hun. H4, H3, big O H3, right. Now look, H3 I did consider. And Como is correct. And Chestnut is, yeah. H6, G3 is the better move. The reason, I'm sure baseball, you're funny. The reason why H3 doesn't work is because after knight F2 and I do queen, he has all these pawns. It's not clear. It's not clear enough. And in fact, what the engine says is this all zeros right now. And I felt that. I was like, even if, right, let's say this happens, right? Even if this happens, he has a lot of pawns right now. And even if I'm able to defend this one, he might be able to push. I got to get these. I don't think I have enough. Excuse me. So I didn't do that. I was like, you know what? Let's try to grind it this way. I took on G3, which is the best move. He plays knight to c1. Knight to c1, and then I play king g4. Uh-oh, sidestep. I'm like, oh, I'm sitting up in my chair, you know, fixing my hat, you know, flexing real hard, like, oh, let's go. Oh, let's go, young man. This was a draw, but I don't think anymore. You know, I don't draw nothing no more. And after here, king g4, knight e2. I'm feeling great. I go king h3. He goes f5. All right, I go king h2. And actually, the better move here was bishop c4. Bishop c4. I should have went here right now, which is a better move. But I went here, and then after king h2, king d4. Then I went bishop c4, right? He went knight f4. And then I thought I was being very clever here, because there's problems here, guys. As winning as you may think this is, right now it's problems. And it's problematic because let's say you go g2 right now. G2 takes, then he can play a4. And look at this. And then you looking crazy. You looking crazy, right? Because now if takes, king takes, now you're losing. You're losing. Oh my goodness. Like you're losing. You thought you was doing something. You thought you was doing something with your bad self. Boy, you out here looking. I mean, come on, dog. Sheesh. So I saw this. So I was like, that's scary. And a4 is still a threat. So I moved the bishop. I went bishop f1 with the idea of maybe trying to wiggle around this way. And also keeping the option of after a4, I snap those and I'm pushing. Right. So after bishop f1, king to d5. He goes king d5. I'm like, oh, snap. Like, what do I do? This kid is not human. Bro, the kid is strong, dog. Very strong. In fact, if you do a check on his ratings, basically just like, you know, his online ratings, he 25, 2600 every category. It's like, just like me, right? You know, he nice on all his accounts. 2600, easy, you know? So kid's very strong. You're not about to just take him down. So here I'm like, dang. And if I go G2, I didn't like the fact that he can just take it. And then after takes, he go king here. And I'm like, am I even winning this anymore? What the heck is this? Bro, what the heck is this? Like, come on.
Bruh.
Right? I'm out here, bro. I'm like, yo, nah, bro. Don't make me flip this table, young man. Right? Yo, Papa Nut, thanks for the prime. Let's go. Thanks for the prime. Let's get it. So I go bishop f1. He go king d5. And so I was like, you know what? Let's repeat one time. Let's just see what he does. I went bishop c4 check. Just to see if he repeats, right? They say always repeat. Then he went king d6. And I was like, oh, see, this is why you always repeat, right? Because sometimes they might try something else. And this is what he did. He went king d6, but that is not going to work here. That is not going to work. At this point, I'm like, we got to go for it. I play g2 and like, what do you do? He takes those, I take right back. He go king e7, we in the trenches. I'm like, it's game time. It's game time. I got this. This is a dub. And what I did, remembering the plan, like we talked about before, you need to have a plan, right, of the overall theme before you actually start making the moves. Not like I go here, he go there, I go here, he go there. That's going to take forever, right, to do that. And sometimes you miscalculate and then it's just too much. But it's easier to have a plan first and then start calculating how are you going to do it. But what's the plan? My plan here was to sacrifice this bishop for this pawn, get my king over here, and take these pawns. Seems legit. Pretty easy move to do, right? Seems great. Seems great. How do you come up with working plans? It takes a while, man. You got to study a lot, literally, bro. It's literally a lot of study. You know, wasn't bishop g3 better than g2? Bishop g3 was not a move, in fact. Bishop g3 is right here, bro. Right here. Bishop d3. Okay. Bishop d3. So you're talking about bishop d3 better than g2? The bishop d3, king here. Bishop d3, I think he just takes it, bro. And then you go like 91. Yikes. Oh my goodness. Wow. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Boy, you better. Ooh, knocking everything off the table. Boy. Wow. Wowzers. G2 takes, king takes, and then king e7, right? So you go king e7. And I'm like, you know what? Bet. I now have it. I'm gonna walk this boy over here and go to work. That's what I thought, right? So I bring the king over. You know, I'm feeling good. I'm like, shoot, it's my game. Like, oh, Dirty Harry, bro. Let's go. Like, swinging at this young man. He takes. I go king e4. He go king e7. Right now, it's minus 49. 49, bro. Right now, it's 49. Okay, what do you do here, chat? What do you do? It's like for 25 king queens. Come on, you know it, right? It's minus 49 right now. Black to move. What do you do? What do you do, chat? We got king d3. We got king d3 from Crow. Okay. Okay. King d3, friendly 259, king d3, Papa Nut. Very nice. King f5. We got the decimal Canty, yeah. 49.1. He takes f5, king d3. Okay, king d3. Okay, hey. Hey. King d3. Straight garbage. Absolute garbage. That's not a move. I can't believe I did that. What was I thinking? I played king to d3 here, right? King takes f5 is completely winning, game over, right? But again, I went with the plan. Remember what the plan was, right? Was to go through here and snap all this off. That was the plan. I'm like, sack the bishop, right? Oh, this easy. Oh, this easy. Sack the bishop, take the 3 pawns over here. Simple plan. I go king d3, and it's a straight draw. Straight draw, because he finds the move. He plays f6, I take, and then the kid, I could have swore he was going to play c2 right here. And I'm like, oh, c2, it's over. Or f7, I mean, this was over. Right, even a4 don't work. A4 don't really work. Actually, a4 weirdly works. It says the engine says that this works. Oh, he has b5. Wow, somehow that's weird. But he didn't do this. He didn't do this at all. That could have worked too, actually, for a draw, looking at the engine here. But after he went king d6. And then I realized he got a draw.
Bruh.
Bro, he got a draw. Like, oh my goodness.
Bruh.
Come on, bro.
Garbage.
I was so mad. I was so mad. King d6. And I sat here too, right? And I remember looking around, like shaking my head. I was like, man, this is like, this kid, freaking kid, strong kid. Kids, man. Just kids. I was just mad, bro. So you went king d6, right? And let's see why it's a draw. King b3, king c5. If I take the pawn on a3, he pushes. I take, he takes my only pawn I have left, and we're going to draw this one. So I tried to trick him. The last trick in the book, king a4, right? Hopefully he does something stupid, which I know he's not. He goes king b6, staying around my b pawn, right? Did you move too fast? I guess in a way I did, Mr. Rio. In a way I did. In a way I did kind of move too fast there. But in a way I didn't. Like I was tunnel vision to the plan, which is a problem, which is something you take note of in your games and post-game analysis, and you take that into the next games. But this was like, okay, I moved too fast, and I was tunnel visioned on the plan. On the plan was just sack this bishop and use my king to take these. Pretty easy. But I should have taken on f5, which is winning. But after here, so I just took, he played c2 or f7. I took, he took, I played check. He went here, and that was it. And that was the game, right? And that's why I named it, you almost had it, or you have to be quicker than that. Because I should have taken on f5. Is it draw him repeating here? No, it's just like, this was the draw. Like this became the draw here. Like you can't mate with the king and bishop here. This is an insufficient mating material. Not even a self-mate. You can't even self-mate with this material here. So it doesn't work. So this is a complete draw, and that was it. And that was it. I mean, this was absolutely gross here. I was so hurt. I was like, bro. But I got a draw. Dirty Harry is still plus over the board with the Dirty Harry Sicilian. It's still plus. Could you have made it with 2 bishops? Absolutely. And a bishop and a knight if needed be. But it's I only had the bishop. It hurts, man, right? And that is round 1 of the Charlotte Norm tournament. So make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch all the videos, and stay tuned for round number 2. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.